Above the barren world of Korath 9, the starship Aurora hung in the silence of space. Its crew of human explorers gazed at the rocky surface below, drawn by energy readings far older than anything they had ever encountered. Captain Mira Lane's voice cut through the quiet hum of the bridge. All readings are off the charts. Whatever is down there, it's massive. Lieutenant Jaron Kim leaned over the console, his eyes fixed on the display. It's not just massive. It's alive. Look at these fluctuations. The energy pulses like a heartbeat. From orbit, the planet was a canvas of jagged rocks and deep craters, but the sensors told a different story. Something ancient slept beneath the surface, something powerful enough to distort their most advanced technology. "Prepare the landing team," Mira ordered, her voice calm despite the shiver running down her spine. This mission felt different, dangerous. Minutes later, the Aurora touched down near a crater rim, its landing gear kicking up clouds of gray ash. The crew stepped onto the alien soil in heavy suits, their boots crunching over sharp stones. An eerie wind carried strange whispers, though no one spoke a word. "Stay close," Mira instructed, "and keep your scanners on." As they moved toward the source of the energy, the ground began to hum, a low vibration growing stronger with every step. Lieutenant Kim paused. "The energy is changing, almost like it's aware of us." The team reached the center of the crater and stopped dead. Before them stood an enormous monolith of black stone, etched with glowing symbols that pulsed in time with the planet's heartbeat. Dr. Alara Voss, the team's historian, stepped closer, her voice trembling. "These markings, they're not just alien, they're ancient, older than any civilization we know. And somehow, they feel familiar." Just as Mira nodded, a sudden flash of light erupted from the monolith. The explorers shielded their eyes. When the light faded, a figure stood before them, a being made of shimmering energy, humanoid but far taller and grander than any of them. Its eyes glowed like molten gold. The team froze, their breath caught in their chests. The being's voice echoed not in their ears, but directly in their minds. One line, simple but terrifying: "Never challenge Earth's power." The words weren't shouted, but every human felt their weight as if the planet itself had spoken. Jaron swallowed hard. Did it just say Earth?" "Yes," Mira whispered, her heart pounding. "But why? We're light years away." Dr. Voss stepped forward, curiosity overpowering her fear. "It must be a guardian, or a warning. Something about this planet is tied to Earth." The being shimmered, moved closer, and then vanished in a blink. The only evidence it was ever there was the humming in the ground, now louder, more urgent. Suddenly, the ground shook violently. Dust and rocks shot into the air as the team struggled to stay on their feet. "Get to the ship, now!" Mira shouted. But Lieutenant Kim pointed toward a new, jagged fissure that had split the crater floor. "Wait! Look at this!" The fissure pulsed with a golden light. Inside, strange, shadowy shapes moved like tentacles of energy stretching toward the sky before vanishing. As the team cautiously approached, a sudden shriek echoed from deep inside the fissure. A young engineer named Kale stepped too close. Before anyone could react, he was pulled into the light. The crew reached out, but it was too late. Kyle was gone without a trace. Mira's voice was sharp, trembling with contained fury. "We need to move now. Whatever this planet is, it doesn't want us here unprepared." The team backed away, glancing nervously at the glowing monolith. The air was thick, charged with a force that made their skin tingle. Every heartbeat echoed the ancient being's warning: never challenge Earth's power. As they returned to the ship, the humming followed them, a reminder that whatever lay beneath Korath 9 was watching, waiting. The Aurora lifted off, leaving the crater behind. But the image of the being, the pulsing symbols, and Kale's disappearance haunted them all. Mira knew one thing for certain: humanity had just taken its first step into a world far older and more powerful than they had ever imagined. And somewhere, a force older than human civilization waited silently, its warning echoing forever. The Aurora hung silent over Korath 9, its engines a faint murmur against the planet's dead stillness. Captain Mira Lane stared down at the crater, the worry etched on her face. Kale was gone. This mission wasn't about exploration anymore. It was about survival. Lieutenant Jaren Kim's voice was tense. "Captain, the energy readings. They're moving, and not randomly. It's deliberate." Mira's brow furrowed. "Deliberate? Are you saying the planet is alive?" Kim glanced at the monolith they had just explored, its glow now seeming more ominous. "Not just alive, it's intelligent, like it's testing us." Dr. Ilara Voss was tapping frantically at her datapad. "The symbols we saw, they're everywhere now, on the rocks, in the dust, and they're getting brighter. It's like the planet is trying to communicate." An uneasy quiet fell over the bridge. Communication meant intent, and intent often meant danger. Mira adjusted her suit. "We're going down again. We stay together this time. No one gets left behind." Back on the surface, the wind whipped dust around them. With every step, the ground seemed to tremble, as if the planet itself felt their presence. "Look at this," Dr. Voss whispered, pointing to a jagged line of glowing symbols stretching across the ground. "It looks like a map, or maybe a message." The symbols pulsed with a rhythmic, urgent light, like a frantic heartbeat. As they followed the path, shadows flickered at the edge of their vision. Were they seeing figures, or was it just their minds playing tricks? Suddenly, Jaren's scanner chirped. "Multiple energy signatures. They're underground, and they're moving." Mira nodded, her hand hovering over her sidearm. "Could be Kale, or it could be something else. We proceed with caution." The fissure they'd found yesterday yawned before them, spilling a golden light that cast long, dancing shadows. As they drew closer, the air grew thick, crackling with static. A whisper brushed against their minds, a language they couldn't understand but felt in their bones. Then the fissure pulsed. A sleek metallic form shot out from its depths, an alien drone glowing with the same golden energy as the monolith. It hovered, scanning them with precise, calculating movements. It felt intelligent. "It's a guardian," Mira breathed. "Something is protecting whatever lies beneath." The drone's focus landed on Dr. Voss. Her vision blurred, filled with flashes of Earth, forests, oceans, cities, all blending with alien landscapes. The connection was overwhelming, but strangely familiar. "Earth," she whispered. "It's showing me Earth." Jaren's eyes widened. The being's warning. It's not just about this planet. Whatever is here, it's tied to Earth. The drone retreated back into the fissure, vanishing as quickly as it appeared. The ground quaked violently, throwing them to their knees. Mira pushed herself up, her jaw set. "We're not leaving, not until we understand what this place is and why it's connected to us." They approached the fissure again. The glow from within was now blinding. Inside, a colossal chamber stretched into darkness, its walls shimmering with intricate, glowing carvings, a library of energy, knowledge, and history. Dr. Voss reached out and touched a wall. A jolt of energy surged through her. She saw visions of ancient wars between worlds, of cosmic beings, and of Earth's own secret history, hidden from humanity for millennia. "Earth has always been powerful," she whispered, her voice filled with awe, "and something has been guarding it." "The being was warning us," Mira said, scanning the immense chamber, "not to challenge what we don't understand. But now, can we survive the test it's giving us?" A deep rumble shook the chamber, louder than any before. The symbols on the walls pulsed in a rhythm that matched their own heartbeats. Shadows twisted, forming shapes of enormous creatures, some familiar, others beyond imagination. Jaren's voice trembled. "It's alive. The entire chamber. It's watching us." "And judging us," Dr. Voss added, "every thought, every choice." Mira took a deep breath. "Then let's prove ourselves. Humans have faced the unknown before. We'll face it again." A voice echoed through the chamber, deep and resonant, vibrating through their very bones. Those who challenge without understanding will be consumed. The room shook violently. The symbols flared, blinding them. When their vision returned, a new path had opened, leading into a deeper darkness, and something was moving in there. Something massive, powerful, and waiting. Mira stepped forward, her eyes blazing with determination. We go forward together, whatever is down there. We face it as humans, and we show this ancient power what Earth's children are capable of. The crew followed, their hearts pounding in their chests. Deep beneath Korath 9, the ancient force stirred, watching, testing, and waiting to see if humanity would prove its worth, or be consumed by the unknown. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for the next chapter in this cosmic journey. The path beneath Korath 9's fissure glowed with a strange golden light. It stretched into the darkness, and with every step Captain Mira Lane and her crew took, the light seemed to pulse, like a slow, steady heartbeat deep within the planet. The walls of the massive cavern were covered in symbols, and as they moved, the symbols shifted and rearranged themselves, forming patterns that felt unnervingly alive. "Stay close," Mira whispered, her voice barely echoing in the vast space. She glanced back at Lieutenant Jaren Kim and Dr. Alara Voss, her two most trusted officers. "We don't know what's ahead." The air grew warmer the deeper they went. Strange currents of energy, invisible but tangible, brushed against their suits, tugging at their limbs and whispering in voices that sounded almost human, yet distorted and ancient. The crew fought to stay focused, but each step felt like a test of their will, a mental battle against an unseen force. Dr. Voss suddenly stopped, her eyes wide with a mix of fear and awe. This is incredible," she breathed. "These structures, they aren't just architecture. They're a library, a record of Earth's true history." Jaren scoffed, his hand resting on his stun rifle. "Library or trap," he muttered, his scanner beeping erratically as he tried to read the energy fluctuations. "Don't forget Kale is still missing. Whatever is down here, it doesn't play fair." Just then, the tunnel opened into a massive cathedral-like chamber, and in its center, suspended in midair, was an artifact. It glowed with an internal light, its shape impossible to describe, both geometric and fluid at the same time, radiating an immense, silent power. As the team entered, the symbols covering the walls flared, glowing brighter with their presence. Mira stepped forward, her instincts screaming caution. "Dr. Voss, can you read any of this?" Voss shook her head slowly. "Some of it, yes, but most of it is beyond anything humans have ever known. It's like the planet itself is communicating through that artifact." Lieutenant Kim approached the floating object, his scanner raised. "The artifact is reacting to us. It's alive. It's like it senses our intent, our very thoughts." Suddenly, the artifact pulsed with a brilliant flash of light. A projection exploded into the air above them, a vision of Earth. Mountains, oceans, forests, cities, all layered with intricate energy patterns that seemed to move with a consciousness of their own. The crew gasped as the vision shifted, showing them battles fought long before humans ever looked to the stars, and creatures of unimaginable size and power roaming a primordial Earth. This is Earth's memory," Dr. Voss whispered, her voice trembling. "It's showing us what we were, and what we could become." Mira's expression hardened. "Then this is a test. The being warned us. Never challenge Earth's power. Maybe this is the challenge." Before anyone could react, the artifact's light shot outward, forming a shimmering barrier that trapped them inside the chamber. The air grew thick, and arcs of raw energy crackled around them. Shadows began to dance along the walls, twisting into the shapes of enormous creatures, some humanoid, some completely alien. One of the shadows detached itself from the wall, forming a massive energy serpent that lunged from the darkness straight toward the team. Jaren fired his stun rifle, but the bolt passed harmlessly through the serpent. It was made of pure energy, immune to physical force. The team froze, a cold realization dawning on them. Brute force was useless here. Mira took a deep, steadying breath. "We solve it. With our minds, with teamwork, not weapons. Dr. Voss's eyes darted across the glowing symbols on the wall. She pointed to a sequence that seemed to pulse in time with the artifact. It's a pattern, a puzzle. If we can mimic the pulses with our movements, maybe we can communicate, maybe even deactivate the barrier. Working together, they began to move, carefully matching their motions to the shifting symbols. Every misstep caused the shadows to writhe and the energy to flare violently. Their hearts raced as the pressure mounted. Time seemed to distort. Hours felt like minutes, minutes like seconds. Finally, Mira moved her hand in the last sequence of the pattern, holding her breath. The artifact's light pulsed once, twice, and then it dimmed. The barrier vanished. The shadows froze and slowly dissolved back into the golden glow of the chamber. Silence fell, broken only by the rhythmic hum of the planet beneath their feet. Dr. Voss exhaled, her eyes wide. We did it. We solved the first challenge. Jaren shook his head, his gaze still scanning the empty chamber. And Kyle, he's still gone. This isn't over. Whatever tests the being set for us, it's just beginning. Mira looked around the chamber, her exhaustion replaced by a fierce determination. Then we continue. Whatever waits for us deeper in this planet, we face it together. Humans have survived the impossible before. We will survive this, and we will show this ancient power the true strength of Earth's children. As they started toward a narrow tunnel at the far end of the chamber, a low rumble shook the walls. A voice echoed, not from any speaker, but directly inside their minds. Courage alone will not save you. Wisdom must guide it. Only then will you see the truth. The team exchanged glances, a new understanding passing between them. This was more than just a mission for survival. This was a test of humanity itself. And somewhere, deep beneath Korath 9, the being watched, its ancient eyes unblinking, assessing their every thought, their every choice. Humanity had just taken its first real step into a universe far older, wiser, and more powerful than they could have ever imagined. The deeper tunnel awaited, and whatever lay beyond would push them further than fear, courage, or intellect alone could ever take them. The tunnel stretched endlessly before us, glowing faintly with the golden hum of energy. Each step Captain Mira Lane took echoed in the hollow chamber, as if the planet itself were listening. We'd already faced the first challenge, but the air was thick with the knowledge that far greater trials awaited. "Stay close," Mira whispered, every sense alert. "We don't know what's ahead." Dr. Alara Voss, our lead scientist, scanned the walls again. The symbol, they're changing. New patterns are appearing, almost like a language. I think the planet is responding to us. Lieutenant Jaren Kim tightened his grip on his scanner. Or preparing the next test. Either way, I don't like it. As we turned a corner, the tunnel suddenly opened into a cavern so vast that our lights barely reached the far walls. In its center floated a figure that stopped us dead in our tracks. It was humanoid, but impossibly large, towering over the ceiling, made entirely of shimmering golden energy. Its form rippled, constantly shifting, yet it radiated a calm authority that pressed on our minds rather than our bodies. This was no projection. This was Earth's guardian, alive and immense. The guardian's gaze fell upon us. Though it didn't speak aloud, we heard its voice inside our minds, soft, deep, and yet stronger than anything we had ever known. Humans, you have awakened curiosity in a world older than your kind. Speak, act, and show your worth. Mira's heart pounded, but her voice was steady. We come in peace. We seek knowledge, not power. The Guardian's energy rippled, responding to her words. Images flooded our minds. Earth in ways humans had never imagined. Forests stretching beyond comprehension. Oceans teeming with life unseen. Cities of unimaginable beauty and scale. And then, battles. Epic battles fought against cosmic beings that threatened to destroy everything. Dr. Voss gasped beside me. This is Earth's secret history. It's more than we ever imagined. The Guardian's presence pressed on us, assessing every thought, every intention. You have courage, its voice echoed in our minds. You have wit, yet courage without wisdom leads to ruin. Show me understanding, or be consumed. Suddenly the cavern shifted. Walls of energy formed around us, pulsating with immense force. Shadows moved along the edges. Creatures of pure energy, immense in size, their shapes shifting constantly. They were alive, extensions of the Guardian's will, and they blocked our path forward. Mira realized immediately that brute force would accomplish nothing. We've solved puzzles before, she commanded. Now we communicate, through action and understanding. Watch the patterns, listen to the pulses, there's a way through. Dr. Voss traced the energy flows on her scanner, matching the Guardian's pulses to sequences of symbols in the chamber. It's a test of logic and respect. If we move in harmony with it, we can pass. We worked together, our minds and actions synchronized. Each step, each gesture mirrored the Guardian's energy patterns. The shadows shifted and hesitated, testing our resolve. A single misstep, and the energy flared dangerously close. Hours, or what felt like hours, passed in this silent, deadly dance. Slowly, the shadows receded. The Guardian's glow intensified, bathing the chamber in a brilliant golden light. For a moment it seemed to smile, or perhaps acknowledge, our efforts. You are capable, the Guardian said, its voice resonating in our minds. Earth's power is not merely force, it is balance. You have begun to understand, but your journey is far from complete. Trials ahead will test intellect, courage, and heart alike. Mira's voice was firm despite the awe she felt. We are ready. Humans endure. We adapt, and we will honor the history and power of Earth. The Guardian shimmered, then slowly lifted from the chamber floor, rising into a column of radiant light. Its form began to dissolve into the cavern itself, leaving behind only the pulsing energy that had always existed in the planet. Dr. Voss touched the wall where the Guardian had stood. It's merging with the planet, becoming part of it again. But we saw it, and it acknowledged us. Jaren shook his head, his voice low. Acknowledged, but also warned. The next trials won't be easy. We're dealing with a force that is beyond comprehension, and it's watching everything we do. Mira nodded, her gaze fixed on the path ahead. Then we must remain focused. Kale is still missing, and whatever tests await, we face them together. This is our moment to prove humanity's strength, through courage, intelligence, and heart. As we prepared to continue deeper into the planet, the walls of the cavern pulsed brighter, and a distant deep rumble shook the ground beneath us. The Guardian's parting words echoed in our minds. Prove your worth or be consumed, Earth watches. Always. We exchanged determined glances. Each of us understood the stakes. This was more than exploration. This was a test of humanity itself, its spirit, its intellect, and its courage. And somewhere beneath Korath 9, Earth's power stirred, ancient and eternal, ready to challenge us in ways we could scarcely imagine. The journey was far from over. We stood at the edge of a new chamber, deeper and darker than any we had seen before. The walls shimmered with a faint golden light, but the air felt heavy, charged with an ancient intelligence. This was the Guardian's domain. I took a deep breath. This is it. Whatever's waiting for us here, this is the real test. Lieutenant Jaren Kim's scanner whirred. The energy readings are off the charts, Captain. Every pulse feels deliberate, like this planet is alive in a way we can't even imagine. Dr. Ilara Voss ran her fingers over the glowing symbols on the wall. Each one is a test, not of strength, but of thought, morality, and teamwork. The Guardian isn't testing our weapons, it's testing us. As we stepped into the chamber, the floor lit up, forming a complex pattern of symbols and energy flows. A sudden pull tugged at our minds, showing us visions of choices and consequences. The Guardian's voice resonated in our thoughts, not spoken, but felt. Your courage is known. Your intent is clear. But will your wisdom guide your courage? Prove it. Or fail. Holographic images appeared before us. Each one depicted humans at a crossroads, saving one life at the cost of another, seizing alien technology for personal gain, abandoning a world to its fate. Every choice radiated energy, bright when wise, dark when selfish. I stepped forward, analyzing the projections. It's showing us possible futures. The Guardian wants to see how we act when no one is watching, when the consequences are real. We split into pairs, tackling different scenarios. Jaren carefully calculated risks, showing restraint and foresight. Dr. Voss analyzed the ancient symbols, predicting outcomes with sharp intuition. I coordinated the team, trying to blend strategy with compassion. Time seemed to warp. Hours felt like minutes. Suddenly, one of the simulations shifted violently. A shadowy image of Kale, our lost crewmate, appeared, trapped in an energy cocoon. The vision pulsed with a clear warning. If we failed these trials, Kale could be lost forever. I clenched my fists. We couldn't fail, not him, not any of us. The Guardian's energy swirled around us, challenging our decisions. Each wrong step triggered arcs of energy that struck near our feet, forcing us to adapt on the fly. This was where our true strength shone, not in power, but in our reasoning, our teamwork, our courage under immense pressure. But then, one choice went wrong. Jaren misinterpreted a pattern and stepped onto the wrong symbol. A blinding flash of light erupted. When it faded, he was gone. Dr. Voss gasped. "Jaren!" My heart hammered in my chest, but I forced my voice to be steady. "Stay calm, stay together. He's not gone yet. The Guardian tests worthiness. It might return him if we succeed." We pressed on, our focus now razor sharp. Every action was deliberate, every thought measured. We solved puzzles, aligned energy flows, and made choices that reflected the best of us. Finally, the chamber pulsed in perfect harmony with our minds. The energy arc stopped, and in a soft glow of light, Jaren reappeared, unharmed but visibly shaken. The Guardian's voice filled the chamber once more. "You have shown courage, wisdom, and heart. You begin to understand the strength of humanity. Yet, greater trials await. Not all will succeed, not all are worthy." I exhaled, my resolve stronger than ever. We'll face whatever comes next, together. We're humans and we don't give up. Dr. Voss nodded. "And we've learned something crucial. This isn't just about survival. It's about proving humanity can rise to challenges far beyond ourselves. That's our real strength." The Guardian's final words echoed in our minds, a chilling, motivating warning. The final trial awaits. Courage alone will not save you. Only the unity of mind, heart, and spirit will succeed. We exchanged determined glances. We all knew the stakes. We were no longer just explorers. We were champions of humanity's spirit. With steady steps, we descended toward the next chamber, ready to face the unknown. Deep beneath Korath 9, the Guardian watched silently, its ancient eyes assessing our every thought. We had survived the first tests, but the final challenge, the one that could change everything, was waiting. The stairway of golden light pulled them deeper into the core of Korath 9. With every single step, a shiver of energy surged up their spines, as if the planet itself was watching their every move. The walls around them pulsed with knowledge, history, and a power so ancient it was almost overwhelming. Each beat was a stark reminder of the Guardian's words. Only the unity of mind, heart, and spirit will succeed. Captain Mira Lane led the way, her voice a beacon of calm in the glowing abyss. "We've come this far. We face whatever waits together. No one falters, no one gets left behind." Lieutenant Jaren Kim's eyes darted across the walls, his mind racing. "The energy here, it's off the charts. It feels like the planet is alive, and it's testing us, every part of who we are." Dr. Alara Voss agreed, her gaze fixed on the shimmering light. "We've solved puzzles, endured simulations, and faced visions of our own deaths. But this is different. This is the final exam." As they stepped into the final chamber, the air vibrated with an immense silent power. In the center floated a sphere of pure energy, radiating a light that burned without any heat. Suddenly, the Guardian materialized above it, colossal and magnificent, its presence filling their minds. "You have shown courage and wisdom," It spoke, not with sound, but directly into their thoughts. But now, you face the ultimate test. Your choices, your hearts, your unity, all will be judged. Fail, and you will be lost to this world forever. Succeed, and your species will rise in ways even I cannot predict. The sphere reacted instantly. Arcs of light shot out, forming holographic obstacles. Massive, impossible alien constructs lunged at the team. But these weren't physical threats. They were puzzles, simulations, and moral dilemmas, all manifesting as enormous energy challenges. Mira's eyes narrowed in focus. Weapons are useless. We solve this with our minds, our hearts, and trust. Just like the Guardian said. They immediately split their efforts. Jaren began analyzing the complex patterns, calculating the energy flows, and aligning them with the symbols glowing on the chamber walls. Dr. Voss worked to decipher the historical sequences embedded within the light itself, predicting how the simulations would evolve and change. And Mira, their captain, coordinated every action, masterfully blending her intuition with tactical timing and raw courage to anticipate the sphere's next move. A sudden pulse of energy threw them off balance. The Guardian's voice echoed through the chamber, almost a whisper, yet it resonated in every cell of their bodies. Do you understand the cost of unity? The strength of intellect paired with heart? Choose wisely. And then the ultimate test appeared. Kale, their crewmate, materialized, trapped inside a swirling cocoon of golden light, floating helplessly above the sphere. The team understood in a horrifying instant. This was it. Save him or secure their own success. It seemed they couldn't do both. But that was the old way of thinking. Mira's voice cut through the chaos. We act together, focus on the patterns, combine our knowledge, and free him. In that moment, they became one. Jaren manipulated the energy flows with flawless precision. Voss decoded the symbols in real time, shouting out the sequences. Mira guided their combined effort, a perfect symphony of action and trust. The chamber pulsed violently, threatening to tear them apart, but their unity held firm. Each action was deliberate, precise, and filled with unwavering belief in each other. Finally, the energy sphere stabilized. The cocoon around Kale dissolved and he collapsed safely to the ground. The simulations vanished, leaving the chamber silent, glowing with a soft, warm, golden light. The Guardian's voice filled their minds once more, calm and full of approval. You have shown courage, wisdom, and heart. You acted as one, balancing intellect with compassion. Humanity is worthy. Mira exhaled, exhausted but triumphant. We did it. We proved ourselves. Dr. Voss looked around in awe. We didn't just survive. We demonstrated the very qualities that make humanity strong: creativity, teamwork, courage, and empathy. Jaren managed a weak smile. HFY. Humanity, yeah, it's real. And we just lived it. The Guardian shimmered, merging with the energy sphere as its light bathed the chamber. You are now part of Earth's legacy. Use this knowledge wisely, protect it, learn from it, grow with it. But remember, Earth's power endures, and it watches. The chamber walls shifted, opening a path that led back to the surface. The oppressive energy calmed, replaced by an atmosphere charged with promise. Mira looked at her crew, her family. We go back stronger than before. Humanity has faced the unknown, and we've proven we can rise to the challenge, not with weapons, but with heart, mind, and courage. As they ascended, it felt as though the entire planet was pulsing in approval, a silent applause for a species that had earned its place among the stars. The trials were over, but the responsibility had just begun. The stairway of golden light guided us back toward the surface of Korath 9. Behind us, the Guardian's chamber fell silent, its immense energy now woven into the very fabric of the planet. Each step we took echoed with the memory of the trials we had overcome, the rescue of Kale, and the absolute limits to which our courage had been pushed. I glanced over at my crew, my family in this vast emptiness. We did it, I said, the words feeling heavy with meaning, not just for ourselves, but for Earth. We proved that humanity can rise to any challenge, even against powers older than we can possibly imagine. Lieutenant Jaren Kim, my steadfast second-in-command, nodded, his eyes reflecting the soft glow of the walls. We survived tests of intellect, courage, and heart, and the Guardians, it acknowledged us. That means something bigger. It means humanity has a place out here, in this universe. Dr. Ilara Voss, our brilliant scientist, reached out, her fingers gently brushing against the glowing walls one last time. The knowledge here, the history of Earth's power, it's a gift, she murmured, her voice filled with reverence. But it's also a profound responsibility. We have to protect it, learn from it, and use it wisely. As we emerged from the fissure, the surface of Korath 9 was eerily quiet. The monolith's once intense glow had softened to a gentle pulse, but we could feel a new energy humming faintly in the ground beneath our feet, like a planetary heartbeat in perfect sync with our own. The Guardian was gone, yet its presence lingered, an invisible mentor, watching, guiding, and reminding us that Earth's true power was eternal. Back on the bridge of the Aurora, as we prepared for departure, a faint, unfamiliar signal flickered on the long-range sensors. It wasn't from our ship, and it wasn't from Korath 9. It was from deep space, something ancient, something that was watching us. I frowned, a new sense of purpose settling over me. It seems our journey isn't over yet, I announced to the crew. The universe is full of forces older than us, but we've learned something critical. We are not powerless. Humanity can rise, adapt, and overcome. Jaren couldn't help but smile. Humanity, isn't just a story we tell ourselves. It's reality. We just lived it. The ship lifted off, and the golden light of the fissure faded behind us. From orbit, Korath 9 looked like any other barren planet. But we knew the truth. Beneath the endless rocks and dust lay a power older than human imagination, a force intrinsically tied to Earth itself, waiting silently, ready to test those brave enough to seek it. Dr. Voss stood at the viewport, gazing at the stars, a look of pure awe on her face. Earth's power. It's not just in our weapons or our technology. It's in the courage, the intellect, and the spirit of its people. That's what makes us worthy. I smiled, a fierce determination blazing within me. And now we carry that legacy back home. Humanity has faced the unknown and survived. We've learned that while the universe may be vast, ancient, and dangerous, we are never truly powerless. Not while we stand together. The crew looked out at the endless sea of stars, the hum of the ship a quiet counterpoint to the silent, steady heartbeat of the universe. We knew that somewhere, deep in the cosmos, ancient beings watched, waiting for their moment. But now, humanity was ready. We were stronger, wiser, united. The Aurora disappeared into the silent darkness of space, carrying us, our incredible experiences, and a secret legacy of Earth's power that would forever shape the future of our civilization. And back on Korath 9, the golden hum of the Guardian's energy pulsed on, a timeless reminder that Earth's power is eternal, and that humanity, though small in the vastness of the cosmos, had proven it could rise to meet the challenges of the stars.